Hi, this is Cycn with the US stock highlights here on Share Talk for Thursday, the 4th of February. Starting off with AIM Immunotech, where there's been a nice little breakout here from or through this late September resistance line. That's roughly at the $2.30 level, and above that on an end-of-day close basis. We could be heading towards the top of the rising trend channel from February last year. Currently predicting a target as high as $5.50. And that could be seen as soon as the end of next month. At the moment, the stop loss back below the 50-day moving average and the floor of the channel, just shy of the $2 level, so call it $1.98 at the moment. Moving along to another stock which has been making good progress, as most of the stocks here have, obviously. Anvs Bio, massive gap to the upside today through previous resistance. I suppose the previous resistance actually was around the $9, just under $10 level, so we've overshot that. View at this stage is, while there's no end of day close back below the initial intraday low of Thursday at $22.06, we could see a target as high as $42, $43 over the next 2 to 3 months. At this stage, early and end of day close back below the overnight gap at $16.08, really killing the bull argument, but the ideal scenario is that we remain above the top of the gap. Another strong situation to look out for and to enjoy perhaps is Digital Turbine. Here we've had a gap through resistance, which is one of the strongest signals you can have. Old resistance at $70.40 and new support today at $70.51, so that gives you a clue what's going on. In terms of the potential stop losses here, as they open today of $75.90, but that's probably the tightest you could make it. So while there's no end of day close back below that level, we're looking forward, or we're looking to a July resistance line projection currently pointing at $107 as the notional target by the end of next month. Next stock is one that's been covered here before, and it was good to see the progress that it's made. Atos Therapeutics breaking through that the last target there around $3.80, and the view now is that while there's no end of day close back below the the late January resistance at $3.77, we're looking for further upside. Just how high the shares could fly is suggested by that resistance line projection from back in October 2019, currently pointing towards the $7 level, and that may be seen by the end of March. So above the floor of the latest, well, the late January resistance at the $3.77 level, looking forward hopefully to the $7 area. Next contender today is one with equally bullish looking setup, and here we have Cyclerion Therapeutics, island reversal here, which is a very strong one. So with gap down in October, gap higher to start February. The bottom of the gap in October now becomes neckline support, so that was at $4.22, and while there's no end of day close back below that, we're looking forward to a early 2020 resistance line projection target through $10.50 over the next 1 to 2 months. Moving along to the next stock, which has been covered here before, but worth another go today, Cleveland Biolabs. Lots of bio and pharma stocks around at the moment, and breaking through that the top of that channel there from the beginning of last year at $5.85, and while we're above that on an end of day close basis, the next target higher over the next 1 to 2 months could be that red March resistance line projection, currently pointing to $9.65 by the end of this March. So hopefully a year after that setup began. Moving along to a stock which is, I think, new to this particular video. We've got Canada Goos Holdings gapping through previous resistance there. So that resistance, that late November peak around $39.32, and while we're above that on an end of day close basis, looking towards the top of a rising trend channel from the end of October as high as $63 on a 1 to 2 month time frame. But clearly very strong in terms of that push through the upside that we have just been treated to. Ibio is next, and here we can see that gapped up through well, above previous resistance, so the old peak at the beginning of January at $1.87, and the current view is that at least while we're above yesterday's high at $2.24, looking for a fresh move to the upside up to the top of that rising August trend channel at $4.50, and early really negative on sustained price action back below the $2 level. Stock which trips off the tongue at the moment, and also trips off the stock market in terms of how high it's rising, is Lizi. Here we have the previous target there at well, call it $13, broken by quite a margin today, and the view is that while we hold above the $13 area on an end of day close basis, we could see a fresh move to the upside at that May resistance line projection from last year, which is currently promising a target as high as $22 by the end of next month. Good to see the next stock back. Here it is, Tech Pharma. It has a UK incarnation as well, but we've got, according to my sources, Tech Pharma in the US trading at a rather at a premium to the one in the UK. So the one in the UK is around 37 here. This is the equivalent of 45. And the view now is that while we're above that late August intraday high at $2.97, on an end of day close basis, we could hit a May resistance line projection from last year as high as $5.81 by the end of March. Moving along to a situation which is one we've covered before, but building nicely. Here the story is that Onconova Therapeutics has broken the initial January resistance at 95 cents, and while we're above that, on an end of day close or a weekly close, we could hit the top of the rising trend channel from the end of July last year as high as $2. Just one more stock to go, and one which is close to our hearts on the basis that it's a very small ticket in terms of the price action, just $1. In fact, we started with just the 20 cents area before, but Zomedica now up to $1.37, and we've got a target here, the initial target here up to the $1.50 level, obviously retesting the old peak from the beginning of last month, so that reached $1.48. End of day close through 148 could deliver a fresh target to the upside as high as $2 by the end of next month, which is an early 2019 resistance line projection. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.